We are going to be discussing about computer management. What can you do with computer management, and what are all the functions that we can actually do with computer management? To start computer management, you can either go to your right click on your start menu, and here you can see we have computer management. So you can click on it, or we can actually go to the run command and enter computer management.msc. You can see that's the shortcut of COMP, which is computer, and then we have the management.msc. So you click OK, and here you can see we have our computer management. So let me maximize it. So from computer management, you can see we have our computer management logo. So what is a computer management? Computer management is actually the process of managing and optimizing various aspects of Windows computer system, which include the hardware, software, and user account. So first of all, when you open the computer management, you can see it's actually local, which means you are on your local device. You are not connecting to any device, but you still have the option to actually connect to a remote computer. You can see you can connect to another device. So if this device belongs to, for example, to a domain environment, you can actually connect to another device using another computer. And here you can see, first of all, we have our task schedule on our system tools. You can see it has been divided into different categories. We have the system tools, storage, services, and application. First of all, we have the task scheduler. So with a task scheduler, you can actually schedule tasks to run on your device. For example, you can schedule the task on your device to actually restart your computer at a certain given time, or to start a specific service at a certain given time. So for here, for example, we can see the task scheduler. You can see all the different services that are being run at this moment. So we can decide to actually right click and then create a basic task, or we can actually create a task. And here we can actually create a task, for example, to shut down this device or to start a specific service. So you can see actually with this task scheduler, if you've not done that in the past, I've created a video in the past on how to schedule a specific task using task scheduler. And again, here you can see we have event viewer. So event viewer actually, it involves the different events that actually runs on your device. So for example, if you start any program on your device, it's being actually logged on your device. And also restarting your device, shutting down your device, everything is being logged on your device. So every single applications that runs on your device is actually taking a log on that device. We also have, for example, security. So you can see the security, every single performance auditing, every single access that is being done on your device is being registered. Here you can see all the system. We can see your setup. We can go to system. Here you can see that we have different security warnings. So all the different services actually that start and actually also start on your device, you can see they're all being recorded in event viewer. And mind you, also in event viewer, if I go to application and services, here, for example, I go to Microsoft and I go to Windows, you can see we have a long list of different applications. For example, every single error, we have BitLocker, we have even Microsoft Intune, we have certificate, Clean Manager, you can see Cloud Store. They are all being recorded on your device. For example, we have the BitLocker API. You can see management here. You can see different information about all the different policies, all the different categories. For example, we have disk. When I click on disk, for example, you can see you have the Microsoft Windows disk. At this moment, there is no information there. Also have the Microsoft Windows disk operational. Here we don't have any info, or probably sometimes it's still reading. It takes some time. And also you can see if I scroll down, you can see, for example, we have the Hyper-V. We also have, for example, we have let's see, network profile, network provider. So here we have a lot of information that are being, all these are just events that took place on your device that are being recorded on your device. But mind you, if I right click on my device, from here you can see we can also open the event viewer. And you can also open the task scheduler from your start menu. All this can be opened from your start. from your start menu as well. So we also have the share folders. Share folders are actually folders which are actually shared on your device. If you have any shared folders on your device, it's going to be displayed here. If you have any open session, open files or sessions, they all will be displayed here. And here we have the local users and groups. So first of all, we have the users. And mind you, for example, every single account you create on your device is going to be listed here. That is locally. That if this device does not belong to a domain environment. For example, I can decide to create a new user account. So we can just give this, let me just call this Nora, and we can actually just call this Nora John. And then we can also say user must change password at next logon, and then we just create the password for the user. Here we go. You can click create, and you can see by clicking close that the account of Nora has just been created. So we can also decide to actually delete this account as well, and I'll click yes. You can see the account has been deleted. So we also have some accounts, for example, the administrator account. You can see the guest account. All these accounts has been disabled by default. Well, the administrator account, I actually disabled that account, but you can actually enable the account. If I go to properties, for example, I can set a password. I can go to properties, and here you can see it says the account is disabled. So when I click OK, you can see I've just enabled the account. Well, let me just redisable that account and click OK. So we can decide to set a password for that account. And also we have groups. You can see here in groups. So what happens is this. For example, let's use an administrator as an example. You can see that Kelvin, that's me, belongs to the administrator group. And we also have the account administrator. You can see there's an S added to these administrators, which means that every single account you create and you want that account to have full rights, unrestricted access to your device, that account can become a member. You can add that account to become a member of the administrator group, which means that that user have unrestricted access to your device. He can delete users' account, create new users' accounts, and can modify the system. So before you create an account and assign that user to become an administrator, you need to think twice if that person knows exactly what he's doing, and if that person also can manage a computer, because some people can just go to your registry and delete some very vital information or vital registries that makes your computer to work perfectly. And here we have performance. Under performance here, you can monitor the performance of your device. If, for example, your device is slow, so here you can actually monitor the performance of your device, or you can collect some extra information about your device. And here you can see we have device manager. So the device manager is going to display all the different hardware that are actually connected to your device. So here I'm using a laptop. So in this laptop, you can see we have different hardware, inbuilt hardware that are actually connected to this device. For example, you have the universal serial bus, or the USB. You can see I have a docking station G5 which is connected to this laptop, and you can see all the different hardware will actually be displayed here. So if there are any issues with your hardware, you will actually want to go to device manager. We can also right click our start menu, and here we can see device manager. So if I click device manager, it's going to open device manager on its own, not through the computer management. You can see from the computer management, you can manage different resources on your device, but if I open device manager, it's going to give me the capability or the ability to only manage all the different hardware on my device. And again, here we have storage. So if I go to disk storage, you can see we have, for example, that's my C drive. So every single disk that I attach to this device is going to be listed here. So if you have different disk or even USB disk connected to this device, it's going to be listed here. And lastly, we have our service and application. So for example, we have the first one, the routing and remote access. So if you've connected a VPN, there's a virtual private network on your device, you're going to be seeing the VPN here as well. And then also we have services. So services are all the different services which are running on your device. So there are some services which you can see that are running right now. So if you stop this service, for example, if you have a printer on your device and you stop the printer service, your device may not, your printer will stop functioning, because it is that service that actually tells, that will make sure that you are able to print on your device. For example, we also have, let's say we also have the let me just look for one, for example, group policy client. If I stop this, then the group policy client will stop functioning. And also you have your HP LAN wireless access. So if I stop this, you'll not have network connection anymore on your device. So you can see you have a lot of services which are running, which are, for example, the Windows update. When you stop the Windows update, your device will not receive Windows update anymore. So it is very, very important that you don't just stop a specific update. And there are some updates which are triggered. You can see it says manually trigger start. So if, for example, you start a specific thing on your computer, it's going to trigger that service to automatically start. While some you need to start them manually for you to be able to perform a specific action. But some are actually triggered, which means they are triggered and you don't need to do anything about it. And you can see we also have, let me just synchronize this. You can see we have automatic triggered. So this automatic triggered means that all these devices, all these services start when your computer starts. And also you can see all this one running. They also start when your computer starts, but you can see we have running, manually triggered, and some of these services are also running when you start your device. So all the different services that are starting on your device will trigger the service to actually start a specific service also. And some services are dependent on other service. So when you start, for example, let's just give an example. Let me just open this. You start a specific service. It's going to actually, you can see here we have dependency. So here it's going to start all these different services to make sure that the quality Windows audio video experience properties is working properly. And here we have the Windows Management Instrumental Services. From here, you can actually control, we can actually view, go to properties, and then view the Windows. We can actually make a backup, we can restore now, security, and advanced. And here we can see all the different VMI that is running on this device. So this is all about computer management. I just give you kind of in less than 10-12 minutes a brief description of what all the different services can do, but they can actually do more than what I've just said. So if you have time, you're working as an IT specialist, I'll advise you to take your time and play with all this. But I will advise you to do this in a virtual computer. So if you have VMware Workstation, then you can install an operating system where you can always play with your computer and play with your device, because you definitely know that nothing can go wrong there. Because if you are doing this on your physical device and you make any modification, for example, or you stop a specific service, something can go wrong with your device.